Welcome back, welcome back. Yesterday, the Kenyan Parliament met for the first time since the power-sharing agreement was reached between the two leaders, President Kibaki and Raila Odinga, who was here with us last week. And its first business was to enact the deal into law and to recreate the post of Prime Minister, which is to be held by Mr. Odinga. There will also be an inquiry held into the contested presidential elections that struck heavy violence across Kenya. But can the agreement hold? Has power sharing been established only to fail again? Joining me now is environmental and political activist and Nobel Peace Prize winner Wangari Maathai from our studio in Nairobi. Wangari, it's great to see you again.
Thank you so much. It's great to hear your voice too, and just great to be here.
Marvellous. And is it great to be in Kenya again? Is the feeling there more peaceful? I mean, do you think this deal, this power-sharing deal, will hold?
I can tell you that there is a great air of relief in Kenya amongst all sectors of society, and everybody is, of course, wishing the politicians the best. And I feel, and I'm sure many people feel, that because it is the two of them who actually brokered and agreed and signed the deal in front of Kofi Annan and his prominent Africans, I'm quite sure it will hold. At least we are really hoping that there will be nothing worth breaking this deal.
And now it's so good that you feel that sense of confidence and so on. Is it a good idea, do you think, the Commission to examine the recent election? Is that a wise thing to do? Is that a good idea to try and get to the bottom of what corruption there was? Or do you think that could cause trouble?
It is an extremely important issue.
Right.
This is an animal, the beast that we must address. It is not just enough for the politicians at the top to agree to share power. And we can see that that deal is likely to hold. It's also extremely important to get to the root causes of this crisis and to deal with it once and for all. I know it is a challenge for politicians because many of them are indeed the huge landowners. And to address this issue and to reconcile the communities, some of these very important and very rich ruling elite members may have to account for how they got the land, how much they would want to get rid of, and all that. And that, as you know, is never easy because you are telling the people who are in power to give up some of their assets. But it is an issue we must address.
And in terms of people at the middle of this, do you think, in fact, you know President Kibaki, you served in his government, and you know Raila Odinga, in the sheer, simple, personal cooperation, because so much of politics rests on individuals, do you think the two of them will get on?
I believe very strongly that they will get on. As you know, this issue was actually first addressed in 2003 after the NAC government won, and Raila had been promised a premiership that really didn't have much power. This premiership has power. And so I really think that, the Honorable Raila Odinga has much more power than I'm sure he would have gotten had we settled in 2003. So I really don't see any reason why it should break. But we always know the politicians can sometimes disagree, or maybe their colleagues will disagree. So we are hoping that any hardliners on either side of these two gentlemen will be restrained, and we shall be able to move forward at least until the next general election.
And finally, tell me, what if they asked you to serve again in the government? Would you like to? Maybe you could go in there, you see, and you could mother them, look after them, guide them, and be the secret power.
Well, as you know, I have kind of paid a price for my stand, where I tried to explain to members of my community especially that it is extremely important for us to share power, extremely important for us to honor our words, and as a result, I lost my seat as a punishment for not having supported what one would call ethnic dimension. But it is extremely important for me as a Nobel Peace Laureate to continue encouraging our leaders and our members of the communities, and also generally all Kenyans, that the only way we can have peace in our country for us and for the future is for us to practice justice, to practice respect for human rights, to practice fairness, to practice inclusivity, and to serve as leaders of the nation rather than leaders of specific communities. And to be able to do that, I am better off, I think, outside government, because then I have my independence and I can really speak the way I really believe.
Wangari, thank you very much indeed. We hope you continue to come and speak to us about what you really believe, and we wish you all the best and see you soon.
Thank you very much. It's great to hear your voice and to participate. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Wangari there, joining us from Kenya. The news is next, then I'll be joined by one of the world's best-selling novelists. His name? Jeffrey Archer. Don't go away.